You good? Everybody good?
How did the week go this extra day? Like, what do you get out of the way you schedule this extra day today?
I think it's just where we're at in the year, getting the installs in, getting our normal work week in, and then trying to get a day of recovery. Thinking forward for one, what's going to best put us in position to be ready for Monday night, and then you got a couple games on top of each other after this as well. So, combination of short and long term view.
You ruled out 4 pretty important players up front on defense. Yeah. What kind of challenge is that going to be for you guys to overcome those losses?
Well, I wouldn't say it's any different than when people are we've got 4 guys that are down. That's 4 more guys are going to be up. Looking forward to seeing those guys play. When you talk about having depth in your football team, you want the feeling to be like, okay, I can't wait to see, whoever's going to get that opportunity now. So that's our view, is that guys are going to have more opportunities than they've usually had, and looking forward to seeing what they do.
Ken Walker, how did he look this week?
He's looked good. He's ready to go.
What kind of spark can that give you? I mean, I know Zach's done a good job of just having both those guys out there.
Well, it's kind of the duo that you've had all off season, and how you've envisioned our offense operating. And then if one guy goes down, then guys like Kenny McIntosh step up and can take those roles. But we're kind of back to business as usual that we've had before the last couple of weeks.
When you guys don't have when you don't have a penalty, you score a touchdown 1 out of every 3 drives. How much are penalties?
You should tell everybody on offense that. It's a good stat.
How much is that a focus for you guys this week?
Well, everybody could see. Hey, if we get the drive going, it's a pretty good operation. If you get behind the sticks, you can have the best offense in the world. It's going to be really hard to convert those things consistently. So those are things that we've talked about as a team, and the guys know. They know. It's obvious on tape, and it's great coaching points and opportunities to learn from. So I expect us to grow, and it's cool that stat exists. Kind of what we're talking about all throughout the week is we have such an opportunity to grow as a team and take another jump. So hopefully we do that.
Are any of the guys that were ruled out long-term concerns at all, or?
A couple guys. We'll reevaluate later on next week, I would imagine. Not sure on actual timelines, but none are long term, I don't think, unless something changes.
Not putting Chen on IR kind of suggested he may be able to play this game.
Yeah.
Do you have a setback in that regard?
No, I just think you guys know Chenna. This guy works extremely hard. It was worth the shot, and then have him out and doing all the stuff like on the field, some of the walkthroughs and things, and staying engaged. I think it was the right decision, even though it didn't work out in our favor. So.
How much does having 3 games in 10 days kind of factor into decisions about who you play and who you sit?
It does. It is a factor on. I wouldn't say on certain guys. That's definitely a discussion point. It's early in the season, so if we're playing in the Super Bowl, then it'd be a different conversation probably.
Mike, Gino's had a lot of success in Detroit, really loud environment, and in a lot of road games in general. I know you weren't coaching him then, but from what you've seen of him in the last few months, just what about him do you think allows him to thrive in a hostile environment?
Well, I think he's an elite competitor, and he's very, very poised. So I think that's a pretty good combination. Throws the heck out of the football too. That helps.
What did Kofi do this week that Demstats have kept?
Well, it was actually through special teams and some of the reps that he's been stacking on that front. So he's really our special teams captain this week.
What kind of an asset can Pharaoh Brown be for you guys as a blocker?
Well, you got to. If the run game, the majority of the run game starts in stopping runs in the C area and in the run game to get it going, you got to be able to block the C gap. Pharaoh can do that with the best of them, and if he can do that, then we're off and running. And then some of the other movement type, across the formation type blocks, he's good at as well. And I think he actually has an underrated route tree to keep you honest in the pass game.
How did you feel like the right guard competition went this week?
It's good. Yeah, you'll see both those guys. How much? We'll see how the game plays out.
You've always emphasized, since we've known you, just tackling and getting multiple plays to the point of attack. Was there any extra emphasis on on this game was just your continued message of guys getting there, hitting the lanes?
Well, they watched the tape, and Detroit falls forward a lot, and there's a lot of space tackles that we're going to have to make in this game. Check downs and play action passes, screen game, quick game, getting guys to the football. So there's a hidden yardage battle going on out there that Detroit does a great job, and that's a point of emphasis this week as much as any week. But it's very, very obvious in this game.
You had Aiden for a year at Michigan. Has he kind of become the player that you thought he would, or?
I was right on Aiden. Okay, let the record show. Find my report in Baltimore. I was right.
He called you out. He said you told him you didn't want to be.
I saw that. He texted me too. There have been text exchanges.
Was that anything from what happened next to
I want to say yes. Yeah. I don't want to like go into like specific plays and all that, but it's nothing major. It's just something kind of reoccurred in the Miami game that kept him out of this one.
What just kind of a random one, but when you have these like 8:15 kickoffs on the East Coast or East Coast time, what do you guys do all day before kickoff?
Nothing. We just stare at the wall. It's fun. It's like, okay, it's not a night game for us because we're still 5 o'clock on our time. So it's one of those. It's like a late afternoon game. We'll do some stuff, try to get the guys to sleep in, get some rest, but then we want to get them up, engaged a little bit. It's probably too early for like a true walkthrough, but more of a review. Stay fresh mentally, get the body, like take a walk, get some sunlight, and then we're off. Games at 5. Buses are leaving around 1:30 or whatever. So it's really not that long of a time to be sitting around. The tough ones are like when you're on the East Coast and it's a Monday night. Then now you're really like twiddling your thumbs. So a lot of the coaches will be working on next week and stuff like that. But
So you guys keep everything on West Coast time when you're back east? Okay.
Yep.
When you're game planning, how many of your insights come from data and how much comes from film study?
Yeah, great question. It's a sliding kind of combo platter. A lot of the times, I guess it works both ways. One, the data will tell you something, and then you'll confirm or not confirm off the tape, or you're seeing something on tape, and then you kind of run, kind of a separate numbers, study or whatever, and that'll kind of confirm it. But when you're cooking is when you have it's congruent and there's some power in that, and then you're saying, okay, now we might be onto something here.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you guys.